What's going on, guys? Kendrick with Michael, what's up? OG Loke already said what's happening.
This is a demonstration of
For all y'all who are on this live stream now and who's coming later, check out the podcast with me and my dog Renan Esteem. Very funny, very entertaining. I know OG Loke be on there, so it's on his channel, Renan Esteem, on YouTube. Very funny dude, very talented guy. But back to the main topic, obviously, which is our Carolina Panthers.
This is a demonstration.
I was gonna go about this Carolina all or nothing episode by episode, but I started binge watching, so I'm just gonna talk about the whole series, as I seen it. So, without further ado, I gotta get this started. Y'all already know what it is. Yo! Welcome to LCameraTV. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share cool things like Facebook and Reddit and Instagram and wherever else. Now, guys,
this is a demonstration of Wirecast.
I really liked the All or Nothing series. I liked it because it gave us a different side of a lot of players. It kind of dispelled a lot of rumors about a lot of players that we like, such as Cam Newton not being a good leader. Cam Newton's not, he doesn't coach his players up. Cam Newton is a problem in the locker room. Cam Newton sulking and being sad affects the team. All this lies they've been saying about Cam for years. This showed that all of that's a lie. Cam is a good leader. Cam rallies the team when they're down. He's the biggest cheerleader for all the other players on his team. And he's an overall good guy, which I expected. But, people don't like Cam Newton because of the Superman and all the stuff he does. So I kind of expect it, but it is sad that they kind of paint him in this light, which he doesn't give off to me. I mean, him just putting a towel over his head was a big deal for them. They were saying he's, sitting away from the team was, oh my God, Cam is doing this, Cam is doing that, which was a bunch of lies. It was just, they were just grasping at straws, in my opinion. Now, Donte Jackson recently stated that he didn't like how he was portrayed on All or Nothing because they made it seem like he was uncoachable. They made it seem like he was the only person upset when they was losing. They made it seem like he was a bad guy. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I have to agree. When I watch a Donte Jackson episode or the episode that was basically around Donte Jackson, I got that feeling too, man. Like, I kind of understood where he was coming from. Like, Jeff Amora, who got fired, there was a part where he was talking with Donte Jackson. He's like, hey, man, you got to do this, you got to do that. And yes, you're supposed to get coached up. And I understand Donte Jackson, needed to be coached up at certain points. He cheats a little bit too much. He goes out his mechanics a little bit sometimes. And I understand when the players are saying the interceptions is covering up the bad plays, because we do see the interceptions over we see him being out of position and all that stuff. I get that. But my mindset is this. He's a rookie. He's going to make mistakes. And yes, I understand they're trying to stop it early. They don't want him to repeat the same mistakes. But they made it seem like he was a problem. They made it seem like he was, a distraction or, something like that, which he wasn't. For me, he played pretty good defense on Antonio Brown. The one touchdown they showed, he obviously had Donte Jackson's shirt. I mean, that's not even a question. So it's like he wasn't doing anything wrong, in that sense. Yes, he can be great, and I understand that. And sometimes I have an issue because people feel like somebody could be great, they harp on them even more. That's not fair. That's not right. Just because somebody has a talent or is talented, you shouldn't go at them any harder than you go at anybody else. Because let's be honest, James Bradbury was the one who allowed the very first touchdown after our first drive downfield. You know what I'm saying? He allowed Juju Smith-Schuster to, get open and drive and catch the ball and score a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? When Cornelder was in, when Donte Jackson got injured against, I think it was Seattle.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
They went at Cornelder back to back to back. If Donte Jackson, I can make the argument, if Donte Jackson was in that game, we would have won that game. But I don't think Donte Jackson's uncoachable. I think he cares about the game. I think he's very passionate about the game. And I think he was just getting tired of everybody's like, hey, man, you got to do this. You got to do this. I see a potential in you. You're going to be great. You're going to be great. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of pressure in itself. And he said it. He said, y'all keep on doing this is making me nervous, even more nervous. You know what I'm saying? Making me even more, putting more pressure on me. And that's a problem. You can't have your great players playing nervous or full of pressure because all you're hearing is Antonio Brown's one of the greatest. Antonio Brown is he's a real deal. He's not like the other receivers you played. That's gonna hurt you. That's gonna get in your head. Even if your teammates are telling you this, like, how is that helping? You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I want to hear a person say, "Man, you got this. He ain't nothing." You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be the one to stop him. You're gonna show him what it is. You know what I'm saying? Then somebody saying, "Bro, you sure you got this?" You know what I'm saying? You know how great this dude is. You know how hard this game is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't really help me. What I need is encouragement. I don't need to know how great Antonio Brown is because we know how great Antonio Brown is. Everyone knows how great Antonio Brown is. You know what I'm saying? You guys, your role is to make me feel like I'm just as good. You get what I'm saying? That's how I feel about that. Another thing I like about this is I love to see how Ron Rivera is as a coach. And Ron Rivera, this shows how great of a coach Ron Rivera is. Ron Rivera, I hope, does not get fired. Because through all the turmoil, now mind you, he had to deal with a lot of stuff. Eric Washington was not doing his job. You know what I'm saying? Cam Newton, once the defense started playing well, his shoulder just kind of gave out. Greg Olsen, foot injury was an issue. And we still in 7-9. But Ron Rivera had these guys believing they can win every week, week to week. Like Luke Kuechly said, we was in every game besides the Pittsburgh game. And that's one of the things that I agreed with but also got me upset because we were in every game and we couldn't close out those games. But it is good that shows that we're just as good as any of those teams that we played. What's going on, Faces Nomad? I really liked it when Josh Norman was on there too. Josh Norman tripped me out. Luke Kuechly shout out for telling Josh Norman that Greg Olsen wasn't going to play. Obviously, that was a rookie mistake, and Cam was like, come on, bro, don't do that. But it made me think about some other stuff too, man, because I remember when Devin Funchess played Detroit Lions. You know what I'm saying? And I was hard on Devin Funchess. I was real hard on him because he dropped a lot of passes that day. But you also didn't know about his cousin dying earlier that week. You know what I'm saying? So it puts a lot of perspective into a lot of things that we just, we see things from the outside, not from the inside. Rivers should have called plays the whole season. I agree. We should get J-No back somewhere. I wouldn't be mad if we did. You know what I'm saying? And I think that might be a possibility when he's a free agent because I think Washington's kind of over him. I feel like they feel like they realize they overpaid for him. And I'm happy that we didn't overpay for him because he didn't live up to that contract. He wasn't a shutdown corner since he left us. But I like Josh Norman, man. I always like Josh Norman. I like the way he talks. I think Josh Norman and D-Jack will be a good combination. Yes, Funchess was grossly inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? He was bad in a lot of games. But we also got to realize that it's hard to drain out the outside world in football or just in sports in general. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah Thomas' sister died. He still played. Now, mind you, there's some guys that rise above and play well, and there's other guys that can't keep it out their head. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, they showed Funchess was acting different. You know, he snapped on Scott Turner. He apologized. He was crying, all kinds of stuff. It just showed another side of what he was going through. So it was definitely interesting, man. It was, one of the things that surprised me the most, though, was that Greg Olsen was the most entertaining person on the show, hands down. I thought it would be Cam. Greg Olsen was just entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Him singing, the jokes he was saying, he was just funny. I liked Greg the whole season. I wish they kind of showed more people. Like James Bradbury was barely on it. Who else? They really didn't show Curtis Samuel that much. You know, stuff like that. So I wish they showed that kind of thing more. Oh yeah, but like if we do get Josh Norman, I would want him on a cheaper deal. Obviously not what we have, not what he's getting paid now. Funches would have probably be consistent if he was moved to the slot. I can't say he would be more consistent because it wasn't like the balls weren't hitting him in the hands. They were hitting him in the hands. Like he had opportunity to catch these passes. He just wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So that's that was the thing that was. I faces no Matt, but that was the thing that was, you know, pretty sad. That Funches kept on dropping open passes, hitting him right in the chest. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm not mad at Funches is gone, but I am happy that we fortified our O-line, fortified our defensive line. I think we did a really good job in the offseason. But it's interesting how the whole thing played out, man. It was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Tyler Heineke, his whole little situation with his family. You know, his family coming to the game when they found out he was starting, all kinds of stuff. It was really interesting to see the other side, man. How Cam was upset when obviously he told he couldn't start. Gano was crazy. That was crazy. You know what I'm saying? But he's still one of the better kickers in the league. So, you know, now looking back on it, yeah, he had a game where he missed an extra point and a field goal that we would have won. But I'm also the mindset of this. You know, Cam Newton's arm was going to just get worse and worse over time anyways. So would it have been better for us to win more games and have Cam throw on that shoulder more and longer and, you know, maybe affect it and injure it worse, and then he couldn't get a surgery as soon as he did? All that stuff factors in, you know what I'm saying? So for me, like, before I was like, oh, man, Graham, how could you? But now I'm like, well, Cam's shoulder was going down the tube anyway, so. And why are we trying to draft yet another QB? What was the whole point of drafting Gray if we. I don't know. I don't know why we drafted Will Grier. Me personally, I want us to get Hakeem Butler. I think it would have been really good to get another receiver. But I do understand that they said they want a backup quarterback that can win games. Oh, that's simple. I think Will Grier will win QB2. Oh, my bad. I think Will Grier will win. Hello? 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 Yeah, I think Will Grier will win QB2. I think that's not even a question. I don't think you draft a guy to have him sit behind Tyler Heineke. Not gonna lie to you. I don't think you draft a guy to sit by Kyle Allen. You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna happen. So I definitely think Will Grier will be the number 2 quarterback. But yeah, man, it was a really interesting situation, man. I'm really happy that, you know, I got to see that, man. I love David Tepper. That's one of the other things I want to talk about. I am so happy Jerry Richardson sold this team. I'm so happy. Because, bro, David Tepper is 10 times better. This man in one season got a bubble for us so we could practice under. He got it approved to make a practice facility. He's about to, you know, fortify all our equipment, you know what I'm saying, because he said himself, our equipment's out of date, you know what I'm saying, it's old stuff that we've been using for years. And that's part of the reason maybe why our players are getting injured, like Curtis Samuel and stuff like that. You need the latest, you know what I'm saying, state-of-the-art stuff. And it just shows that he's completely committed to this football team. He really showing. Of course I'm ready for training camp. But he's showing that he really cares about the team and he's going to spend his money to make sure this team is the best team it can be. And I really like that. And I can't wait for training camp. There's certain people, certain things that I'm paying attention to. First of all, what's really upsetting me is that Brian Burns is still not signed. And I know, obviously, it's this agency that they got because I seen a thing on Bleacher Report today where Nick Bosa, Brian Burns, I think Dabo Samuel from 49ers, all are on CAA agency, and none of them are signed. So I don't know what they want, but it seems like they're making it hard for the Panthers to sign Brian Burns, which I'm really pissed off about. I wanted both Greg Little and Brian Burns to be signed before the training camp, but it is what it is. But there are definitely people I'm going to be watching pretty intently. Greg Little, Brian Burns, Curtis Samuel, DJ Moore,
This is a demonstration.
Darrell Williams, Matt Paradis. Those are my big question marks. Rashawn Golden, obviously. Rashawn Golden. Definitely I'll be watching him as our new safety. Even the Giants brought in Trey Boston. They might sign him, which I thought maybe the Panthers would do that. But who knows? You know what I'm saying? So like I said, there's definitely a lot of people we got to watch out for. A lot of people we got to pay attention to in training camp. I can't wait till football's back in action. The second game he had last year against the Bucks in the bank was hilarious. You were killing my boy Cam. I ain't gonna lie, I was pretty upset because he threw like 4 picks that game. I was like, oh my God, come on, Cam. And I'm a Cam fan. I'm a Cam supporter. If y'all know me, y'all watch my channel, y'all know I support Cam Newton to the fullest, man. But that crushed me, man. That killed my heart. You know what I'm saying? I was in my feelings. But, I'm back to being good now. Obviously, the pain of that game is long gone. So, yeah, and I think Cam will be bigger and better than ever. You know what I'm saying? I really hope. Because he showed how good he could be last year. The only thing he wasn't doing was throwing deep passes. But he showed he can be consistent. He showed he can be accurate. He showed he can be dynamic and make the good plays and the good reads. That's what you need. That's why I cannot stand Mike Shula, because I feel like Mike Shula never brought out the real Cam Newton. I feel like he was part of the problem of Cam Newton's non-development. And that all falls back to Jerry Richardson, because Jerry Richardson never really was involved. Like, you see the end of All or Nothing, first thing they're doing is talking to David Tipper about, what they're going to attack on the draft. David Tipper seems like he's all invested and involved. It's just, Kendrick, you tough, boy. You want him to trade Cam? Come on, man. But yeah, I hated Cam that game too, though, boy. I was like, God, dog, Cam, you blowing the season for us. But it just shows the difference between David Tipper and Jerry Richardson, man. Jerry Richardson was just basically an absentee owner. He came up, rolled up during the games, and showed himself. He's like, hey, what's up, y'all? You know what I'm saying? He turned up when they won. But other than that, he had nothing to do with the team, man. But it seems like David Tipper is making moves. He's not stopping. It just makes me happy, bro, because we need an owner like that. And I think he's trying to take our team to another level, media-wise and coverage-wise, because I think we're getting a lot more coverage and sight on us than we did usually before. But, I can't wait for training camp. I definitely want to discuss All or Nothing with you guys, because it was pretty interesting, pretty fun. Oh, yeah, guys, check out my affiliate link for NFL Shops. It's going to be in the description. You can cop some Carolina Panther gear. I have one for Carolina Panthers, and I have one for the NFL in general. So definitely check that out, man. Cop some Panther gear if you don't want the L camera gear. You feel me? Make sure you're ready for the season, because it's right around the corner. What else? Video from running back meeting room was coach and CMC. I ain't gonna lie, that was funny too. Christian McCaffrey with that joke was pretty good. But, be ready for a training camp, you know what I'm saying, because it's right around the corner. Football season is right around the corner. I can't wait for that. And had TJ Watt didn't hit Cam in the shoulder, Panthers would have won 6 of those 7 games. We should have had the Saints record last year. I agree. And I don't like, that's another thing I don't like. They made it, Cam was like, made it seem like it was his fault. It was not your fault, Cam. The guy, first of all, the way the ball was, Cam was like this, right? Can I see it in the camera? So Cam had the ball. He pulled back like this. All you had to do was hit right here, and Cam would have fumbled. You just slap his arm. It's gonna fly out. This dude, my hand's here. You see him swing at first, and he dives his head in my shoulder. Come on, bro. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. You can't tell me that was accidental. You can't tell me that was, a mistake. All you had to do was hit his hand. I mean, you would have got better results if you hit his hand anyways. You would have made a fumble. You would have picked it up, took it to the house, maybe got a touchdown. Probably got your first touchdown in the league. But no, you drove your head into Cam Newton's shoulder and really wrecked our season. So, I don't know, man. I don't think the Steelers are going to be as good, so hopefully TJ Watt team sucks. That would be karma. We'll see how that plays out, man. But, like I said, cop some LCamera gear. Everybody in this chat, man, go check out our podcast. We talk about a lot of things, all kinds of stuff. Actually, what I want y'all to do is get in the chat and put some topics y'all want to talk about, or y'all want us to talk about in the podcast. Let us know what you know what I'm saying, some of the ideas what y'all want to talk about, because we always talk about different topics. We try to broaden our horizon. Graham Gano is poop. Listen, man, he had a bad game. He had like a bad 2 or 3 games. But other than that, he's still a good kicker. Compared to, he's not like, what's that kicker from Tampa Bay? I can't remember his name. Who? Oh, Aguayo? I think it was Aguayo, yeah. He's not Aguayo out here, man. Aguayo, I don't think he's in the league no more, how bad he was. So, but yeah, man, I just want to chop it up with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Tune in, because I haven't talked to my Panther family in a minute. Like I said, definitely check out the LCamera gear. Check out the Carolina Panther gear. Definitely check out the podcast. The link is somewhere in the cards and the end screen. So definitely check that out, man. And I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace. Oh, and I'm also I'll open it up for, if you have any questions, y'all want to talk about anything, you know what I'm saying, I'll answer some questions. But, Graham Gano is good. He needs to stay connected. I agree. He's a good player, but he has his moments. But for the most part, everybody has their moments. You know what I'm saying? I've seen, Luke Kuechly be out of place every once in a blue moon. But, overall, it's your overall game. Is your overall game good? And I think his overall game is pretty good. So, I'm not mad at Graham Gano. I think he just, had a bad kick. Bad, 3 or 4 kicks. So. Oh. So, no questions, guys? All right. I'm going to holler at y'all. OG Loke, shout out to you, bro. Shout out to 2016 season last year minus the 60 yards poop. Come on, bro. You tripping. I just hope our D-line actually tackles. I think that, with Gerald McCoy, Brian Burns, and what's the other guy name? Bruce Irvin. I think we'll be pretty good. So, do you think we can get Allen Hurns? I wanted to get Allen Hurns when he was a free agent. I doubt we'll be able to get him now, because he had a pretty good season last year. The person I think we should be targeting is A.J. Green, because of his constant injuries. I think we'll be able to get him for a cheaper amount. I think Allen Hurns would cost a lot more right now. If it was when he was coming off an injury, I think it would have been less expensive, but I think right now he probably costs too much. They'll probably want a second rounder or something like that. A.J. Green is who you should attack if a receiver get hurt. Oh, Allen Hurns. I'm thinking of Allen Robinson. Allen Hurns. Ugh. The one that was on the Cowboys and before was on the Jags. I'm not really sold on Allen Hurns. I'm not going to lie. I would rather not get Allen Hurns. If we want to get a receiver, I would rather get Mohamed Sanu. You know what I'm saying? Over Allen Hurns. My main goal would be A.J. Green, obviously. But Allen Hurns, I guess you could get him. But from what I seen he did in the Cowboys, he wasn't that good in the Cowboys. I mean, he was really good in Jags for a little bit, but then when he went to the Cowboys, he was kind of like trash. So I don't know what you're gonna get out of him, especially because I think he just got injured last year too. So not for me. Me, go to AJ Green. You know what I'm saying? Try to get a receiver. Yeah, at least he's in. Yeah, AJ Green's injured a lot, but at least you know when he's on the field, he's productive. If we get AJ Green, who do we trade? I don't think you need to trade a player. I don't think you need to. I think you just trade a 3rd round pick, maybe 4th rounder. Be like, hey, let's get AJ, dog. I mean, if Antonio Brown, who was healthy, I think went for a 3rd rounder and just a new contract, I think we can do the same. You can't tell me AJ Green better than Antonio Brown. You can't tell me he deserved more, a bigger trade haul than he did. I mean, I think Odell Beckham was cheaper than that. I think Odell Beckham was like maybe a 2nd rounder. So I don't think he's nowhere near neither one of those two. So I like AJ Green, but he's injured too much to be compared to Antonio Brown and Odell Beckham. It's not like I'm asking for DeAndre Hopkins or Julio Jones. I'm asking for AJ Green, who's a very good receiver, but just injured all the time.
Of Wirecast.
Well, all right, guys. I'm gonna holla at y'all. See y'all next time.